Very common question this time of the year is about cold water swimming, and there's lots of new swimmers coming to cold water swimming, and they will always ask, how long should I stay in? Should I wear a wetsuit? What temperature is too cold? That sort of thing. And there is no definitive answer to any of those questions, effectively. So it depends what you're looking for from swimming. The benefits of cold water swimming are not the same as the benefits of warmer water swimming. So most people cannot stay in long enough in the cold water to get the same training benefits they would from swimming in the warm water, because the body just won't be able to cope, and you will go into hypothermia and you'll get into real difficulties. So in my head, they are two completely different sports. But the cold water swimming is a tolerance thing. So you ideally start off when the water's warm, and then as it cools down, you keep swimming, but you shorten your time in the water so that you know your own limits. When you don't know your own limits, it is very, 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 it's not very important, it is essential that you do not swim alone. And by not swimming alone, I don't mean you go to the river and your friend or your partner is on the riverbank and you're in the cold water and that's your safety cover, because they're not effective safety cover. You'll get too cold too quick for them to be able to do anything about it, to recognize that you're in trouble, and then are they experienced and equipped enough to jump into the cold water to get you out if you're in trouble? Probably not. So really important to either come along to an organized session that we do, but I recognize that we don't actually do that many cold water sessions in the open water during the winter because our coaches are busy doing other things. So if particularly you're in Cambridgeshire, but if you're anywhere else and you want to start cold water swimming and you really don't know what to do, get in touch with us directly and we will find you a group to put you in touch with, because the last thing I want is anyone thinking, I've heard this hype about cold water swimming, I really like it, and I want to jump in and I want to get going, and just doing it by themselves. It is not safe to do that. So let us help you and we'll find you a group. There's loads of groups across the whole country. I think there are some groups that are new, don't have the experience and don't have the knowledge base within the group to be, in my opinion, as safe as they can be. So if you get in touch with us, we will put you in touch with groups that we think are knowledgeable about cold water swimming, and you'll be able to safely enjoy the sport in. It's a complicated answer. It's a complicated issue. Really, it's a very, very potentially dangerous one. So I do want you to consider what you're doing with that. Okay, Charlotte has asked, why should I train in the pool if I'm just an open water swimmer? And for me, essentially the answer is you don't need to. You can just swim in the open water. But to fully enjoy the open water, in my opinion, during the winter, you don't get enough time in the water when it's cold to have a significant training benefit. So particularly in colder climates in the winter, the pool is pretty much, well, it can be an outdoor pool that's heated, but somewhere that's warm enough that you can go for an hour, hour and a half swim and push yourself in that water without at the back of your mind thinking, am I getting too cold? Do I need to get out? Am I going to get after drop? Those sorts of things. So that's why. But for me personally, even when the water's warm outside, you can control your training in the pool much more than you can in the open water. So the conditions aren't variable, they're fixed. So you can compare week on week what you're doing, and you can really work on your technique in the pool. So I do tend to do pool training even when the open water is fine for longer swims, because I can work on my technique, and that gives me the ability to keep up my swimming fitness and technique to a point where I can go on longer swims and have more challenging and enjoyable adventures in the water. But that's a personal thing. So if that's something you're looking for, then the pool is where you can get that training benefit. And Judith has asked why our sessions are predominantly freestyle when she prefers breaststroke. And I prefer breaststroke, it's my favourite stroke, but other people prefer backstroke, and some crazy people even prefer butterfly. But We are predominantly an open water swimming company, and our aim is to promote adventure swimming, wild swimming, that sort of swimming. And the most efficient way to swim in that environment and go from A to B is by doing freestyle. We like to mix in a bit of breaststroke in as well, because breaststroke's the best stroke for swimming in that environment and still being able to take a look around and see everything that's around you. So we kind of mix those two strokes mainly together in our training because of that. If you're looking for specific kind of all four strokes, butterfly mix in as well, that's probably not what you're going to get from these sessions because of what we are aim for swimming, and you're better suited doing that in a more traditional swimming club where you've got coaches on hand. They're going to be tailoring sets to people doing individual medleys, that sort of thing. So that's what you're looking for. We can point you towards some clubs, but from our sessions we are training in the pool to take you on our adventures in the wild, and that's what this is geared for. So that's why we do that. Another question we had in from Alex was, my pool is only open for 45 minutes at a time, and these sessions are designed for an hour. So how do I fit my session into the time I've got allowed? And that is quite hard to do, and it's one of the challenges of this format, is that we don't have control over how much time you've got in the pool. Ideally, find a pool that will let you just swim. If you're a member of a pool, sometimes that's easier, but obviously everyone has their own restrictions. Pool time is a bit of a premium in the UK particularly, slightly easier for you if you're our members from abroad, but I would say take the focus of that session. So my reply directly to Alex was, he's asking specifically about the aerobic sessions, or my example was the aerobic session, that the aim of the session is aerobic. So the big aerobic chunk at the end is the big bit, the main benefit we're aiming for. So maybe start at the end of the session and work back to what you can fit in. So do a bit of the drills at the beginning, but make sure you can do the aerobic session. Similarly with the technique session, the drills are the main bit. So focus on them, and if you can fit a bit of the stuff at the end in, do that. And the speed session is the speed session. So again, I'd say probably the speed work at the end is the main benefit from that session. So focus on that and work back from what you can do. The way you would do that is, personally from having swum a few of these sessions, how much distance you get through in a certain amount of time, or what pace you average swim 300. If you don't know that, just get someone to time you swim 100 at your normal pace, and I'll give you an idea, and then you can times that by the amount of time you've got, and that'll give you the distance you'll be able to cover over the half an hour, 45 minutes that you're going to get in the pool. Obviously tweak it with the drills, because you swim slower with drills, but that's how you do it. So that's what you do. And if you're not kind of finding you can do that yourselves, or you need a little bit more guidance on that, just please get back in touch with us and we'll help. So Aaron has asked, why do I get out of breath when I'm trying to swim 100 meters continuously freestyle? And it's a very common problem with swimmers, and ideally you'd come along to either one of our clinics or a one-to-one session, and we'll be able to correct that for you. But for a quick short answer, when you're swimming, it's all about the timing of your breath and the volume of your breathing. So as you're swimming along, if you're breathing every 3, say, you take a breath. If you're not breathing out at the right point, then you're just breathing in, trying to breathe out of it, and breathing in, and you're overfilling your lungs because you feel like you need to, because you're out of breath, and that can lead to the problem getting worse. So the rhythm you're looking for is, if you're doing easy swimming, you need to be breathing the same amount of times and volume as if you were doing an easy jog. It's the same sort of thing. So maybe next time you go for a swim, just go for a quick run, think, oh, how am I breathing? Consciously think, oh, what's that? And then try and apply that breathing pattern in the water into your stroke and see how you get on from there. That should improve things. But ideally, come along and see a coach and we can correct it for you. Okay, we had another question in from Alex about, does the order of our sessions matter? So we set them out as aerobic, then your technical in the middle of the week, and then maybe your Friday is your speed session, or on the weekend if you get a chance to do your speed session. But everyone works different patterns. Some people don't even work a 7-day week. So essentially, no, it doesn't. But the kind of key to the way they're designed is consistency. So if you can fit in a swim on a Monday and a Tuesday, and maybe on a Saturday morning, you could do aerobic technique, speed, or you could do speed, technique, aerobic on the weekend when you get slightly longer in the pool. So you tailor it to how you can swim. And some weeks, if you can only do 2, maybe you do. Well, it depends how long you've got in the pool, I suppose. If you can get longer, you can do the aerobic session and go a bit longer. Or if you get 2 hours, maybe you can do technique and maybe add some speed in there. So you can pick and choose from what we've set out. But ideally, you'd follow that pattern of aerobic, technical, and then speed, and then repeat. But whatever you're doing, take your pattern and repeat that. And if you find that actually I need to do the technique or the speed session earlier in the week, and that would be better for us to have early access to that, let us know, and we can tailor what we're doing, maybe release those earlier as well, and then you can choose the week and tie it up how you want to do the week. Just let us know. We're here to tailor it for you, so your feedback will be incorporated into the plan. And then we had a question from Tim, who was slightly concerned about how he jumps in the pool and other swimmers seem significantly faster than he is, even though he's putting in a lot of effort. And it is technique. That's the answer. So swimming is a very complicated technical sport which can look very simple. And a lot of people think they can swim, or will say they can swim, or say they're strong swimmers, when actually their technique isn't that good. So when someone who is technically proficient, but maybe not as strong, doesn't look as physically fit, will fly past them in a pool purely because their technique's better. And the only way to improve your swimming technique is to work on it continuously and over a long period of time and consistently, and to work in the right areas. That's why things like this as an online option are very good. In our opinion, this is where you should do it if you're going to do it online. The best way is to find a coach local to you and follow the program. But it's not going to happen in 2 weeks. It's not going to happen in a month. It's probably not going to happen in 6 months. You will see improvements over that time, but it's a long-term commitment to really see improvements in swimming. Swimmers will spend a lifetime trying to get better, and they'll always try to get better. And to be honest, it's true in any sport, but in swimming, because technique is so crucial, that's why you can see such a difference across swimmers in the same session. So just keep working and you'll get there. That's it for this month's Q&A. So that was the questions. So I'd encourage you all to get in touch with us for next month's, and we'll take questions on specific aspects of these sessions, maybe the drills, if you've got comments about which drills you like, which drills you don't like, you want some guidance on the specific intricacies of those drills, then let us know. If you have questions about other strokes, cold water swimming again, some of our sessions, anything swimming related, then let us know, particularly the kind of accessible and disabled swimming. Please let us know about that, because we have our resident expert Sophie to advise on. She works very hard on all things accessible swimming.
I'm sure that the water won't mind if we rest here for the night and leave before sunrise.